so would you say that Saha is going to feel that he just got one chance and he was shown the door, while Rishabh's been getting a couple of chances there?
I think he wasn't shown the door. I think that would be too harsh to say that. I think if they have a policy, like we mentioned this before, of playing Rishabh away from home, Ridhiman at home, I can understand that. So I'm going to still stick by Rishabh playing this test match. I think it's fine. But what saddens me is that he's making the same mistakes. And you know what? Why is it more frustrating for me? Because I've been through the same thing. I've been through the same thing where technically there were issues, and obviously by the time I sorted out, it was too late. I hope it's not the case for Rishabh. I hope he sorts it out, because the technical issues that Pragyan mentioned, that was mentioned on air as well. It's something that has been there for a few years. It's not that it wasn't there back in 2017 when he made his debut. 2018 also he was too low, and I've mentioned this on our shows here on the coach today, that in Australia, because of the bounce, you can get up a little early. You need to be a little upright, fingers facing towards the bowler. All that. A lot of those things has been something which he's had before as well, and that gets a little disheartening to see that he's not learning. But I would still back him. I would still back the idea behind picking Rishabh. But as Pragyan mentioned, you know what? Hopefully, what happened with me will happen with him. I hope he improves before it gets too late.
So what
Deepa,
is the yes.
I just wanted to have Deepa, just one thing. You know how important every game is for a cricketer. Yes, you're playing for your country. You want your best players to play for the country. But when you talk about a player's point of view, because every individual, they come together and make a team. So you're saying you agree with that idea of Rishabh Pant playing abroad and Shah playing in subcontinent. So I don't understand. See, if Rishabh Pant gets a brilliant 150 in Australia, or say a 70 runs, a brilliant 70 runs, he saves the game for us. And then when you come back to India, Ridhiman is playing, and Ridhiman plays a brilliant knock, takes brilliant catches. He gets that brilliant 50-60 to save us. And then when we go abroad, Rishabh is playing. So I don't understand this, because this will never settle both of them down. So
Right.
I really don't agree with that.
My answer to that
I
question
agree.
is communication and consistency. Bottom line, I think consistency is the word that I am looking at. If you're doing that, I agree, disagree is not important. But as long as the team management is consistent with what they're doing, I'm all right with it. Whether it's whether playing Rishabh for the next 7-8 games or going back to Ridhiman, but what I'm looking for is consistency in the policy, right? And as long as there is consistency, I'm fine with it, because as you mentioned, settling down. If you're consistent, players will understand, and you communicate your policies, and you're consistent with it, players will understand, and they will not be confused, or they will settle down, because you know what the team wants from you. So that clarity will only come from consistency. And I'm all right with the team, with whatever policies they have and they think, because there are very good cricketing minds in that dressing room. As long as they're consistent with it, I don't have a problem.
But
Ridhiman, I just have a follow-up question on that. It's a very interesting. It's always been a very interesting conversation between Pragyan and Deep as far as the Pant Saha factor is concerned. But Deep pointed out this factor about communication. But Deep, do you think it also works the other way around in case of Saha? Let's say he's more focused as a wicket keeper. So he thinks that okay, as long as I have my wicket keeping skills in place, I'm sorted in that regard. My batting, he's done well with the bat. He's off late, off overseas. He's not quite delivered. But when it comes to Rishabh Pant, he suddenly does not look like that complete package. He's been around for a while. He's obviously not a pro. He's not a veteran at the international level, but he's been around for 3.5 years, right? But do you think he's also sort of missing the trick there, because again, the focus around Rishabh Pant is entirely around his batting. It's almost like he's developed as a batting wicketkeeper, and he's not been able to develop those skills, like this technical aspect that you mentioned when he dropped that catch, finger pointing towards the ball.
See, Rashi, I think both of them are very clear what their roles are in terms of every keeper now in world knows what their role are. They have to be a good keeper. They also have to be a good batsman. They are proper all-rounders. So I don't think there is a doubt in terms of their role in the side. When you're asked to bat at number 6, you know what your role is in the side, or number 7 for that matter. So I think as far as role is concerned, I think that is well established world over from wicket keepers what their roles are. I think nobody can say that I'm not clear about my role as a wicket keeper. That's one. Secondly, I think both of them know what they need to do to get a permanent place in that side. For Riddhi, he has to score runs again. I've mentioned this before. There is this this notion that Riddhiman can't bat and Rishabh can't keep. I think that notion is also wrong. They might not be as good as the other one in their weaker suit, but it does not mean they can't do it. For example, Riddhiman's got 400s. I mean, he's got what, 200-300s. So it's not that he can't. I mean, he's got test hundreds for him, so he can. But overseas conditions, as a batsman, Rishabh is suited more. And see, this is also a technical thing. Now think about this. If Jadeja can seal a position for himself as a number 6, right, and as a proper number 6 batsman, then you can look at again a wicketkeeper batting at number 7. You understand what I'm saying? So as of now, you're looking at a wicketkeeper overseas conditions batting at number 6. That can change to number 7, and then things open up again. But for me, I guess I'll go back to that. I think both of them know what is expected of them, where they need to improve. But what disheartens me with someone like with Rishabh is the technically he looks to be the same what he was in 2018, and these are things which I think he should have improved on, and that's what it is. Yeah.